you being black but yet light skinned.
Hmm.
Talk to me a little bit about colorism.
Even that, right? Like I've had situations where people want to, I'll say something or I'll do something. It's like you're being light skinned, or this is because you're light skinned. And although, like as somebody who's light skinned, you do have to understand that the way we're looked at in all races, right? The lighter you are, people might look at you better. People might give you the job more. You know what I mean? You have to understand that that's what it is. Like it's not fair, and I'm not saying that it is, but I have to accept that and eat that. So a lot of times I got cracked on, by my black friends for being light skinned, and on top of that, I'm into different things. So it'd be like, damn, you almost damn near white. That's how get laughed at you. So it's like, but you get used to it and you have to accept it because you have to understand that darker skinned people are coming from a place of maybe not getting treated the best. Maybe, certain things and viewpoints are they're getting looked at a certain way because they're um they're darker. It is just what it is. Like I might, like I said, be able to go in certain areas and people not trip. Or people, want to use me as the token. People want to use me as the good example for the good black person without knowing how I really am because they expect me because I'm light skinned. Maybe I'm white. Maybe I'm mixed with white. A lot of white people or other people will throw that out there and try to see if that's what it is, or if I have self hate because I'm lighter skinned. So, and I think darker people see that, and they have dealt with lighter skinned people who have used their lighter skin as a privilege, and even looked at it or used it as something to look down on upon people in their same race. You know what I mean? So it's always something that I've dealt with growing up. It can get annoying as hell. I'm not gonna lie to you because it's like, damn, man, I'm black. Like I get it, but I gotta eat that because I understand that although we can't choose the color we come out as, the shit is set up the way it's gonna be, like how we're getting viewed and so on and so forth. So it's definitely something I dealt with, but I try to eat that as much as I can.
Okay, so you said something interesting to me. I've never heard it before. You said because of your complexion, you are sometimes the good black person, right?
Hmm.
Is that what
Yeah,
you said?
yeah. That's what they'll
What
try.
about?
I feel like people will view you that way. Like you even look on TVs and movies, right? They want to put the Zendaya to the front, or whoever it is, instead of the darker skinned woman or the darker skinned man, because of just off the bat, we are going to be more appealing to other races.
With that said, something that I've been noticing for a couple of years now. So this is the good black person. What I've also seen is the attractive black person.
Hmm.
An example, and it's something that I see a lot in the comment section of a lot of black issues. An example, I have seen a very large percentage of black people who every time that they say something along the lines of "we have beautiful black people too," and they'll reference like Beyonce and like almost white tea passing
Hmm.
black people, and that's always puzzled me when a people reference to their beautiful race that are mixed. It's never they never reference a beautiful black person and they're not non-mixed looking, if you will. Talk to me about this, please.
I think that comes from programming. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, and I also think it comes when I say programming, it comes from media, television, movies, but it also comes from within our own families, right? Like, and I think that's something we got to take accountability for. Um, we like I have, for instance, my grandmother. She was born in 1946. Without her even knowing, her favorite her crush, right? Smokey Robinson. I don't know if you know who that is, but
Yes.
Motown, right? Light skin, green eyes. That's something that she and a lot of women her age would always say. Oh, he's beautiful. He's light skinned with green eyes, and this is the thing that they were going crazy over. And so I feel like even within our own families, we've kind of pushed the narrative of lighter skinned people are pretty, especially back in the day, because that's what the people I feel like who either could pass for white or had access to more opportunities. And then you look at TV, and who gets put on TV, it's that as well. Or when you look at when we grow up, for instance, you got Hannah Montana and Zach and Cody and all these stars and heartthrobs. They're all white. They're not black. They're not Hispanic. You know what I mean? So we looking at that like that's our crushes sometimes when we growing up. Until we get older, we diversify ourselves, and you're like, oh, they're not really, they weren't really attractive. They were just in our first face every day when we got off of school and won't turn on the TV. But a lot
Agree.
of that is programming, from the media and also from our families. That's kind of making us feel like that's what's closer to being to being beautiful, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah, you know what? That's very good. I don't think a lot of people understand and acknowledge the fact that we are literally being conditioned in our development from youth to adulthood. Me, from the outside looking in, when I think about what we have as choices, we have white tea women as the standard, but we also have a sprinkle of black women too. But they're always mixed looking and or light skinned, and from the outside looking in, the dark skinned black women are always depicted in a very horrible light. Ghetto, aggressive. It's almost like intentional, almost as if saying that by default, a dark skinned black woman is this way. And it's almost like they're programming us to accept this. If people start paying attention, meanwhile, the lighter complected black women, they're always depicted as the really good ones, well behaved, and unfortunately, I don't think a lot of people have the ability to say, wait a minute. A lot of people just take it as this is what it is, right? Come on.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that. And I think in turn, like art imitates life. So a lot of times we see these things, and I think again, our women even take on those characteristics themselves sometimes. Unfortunately, like you have darker skinned women who say, you know what, I'm gonna be like this because this is what being sold to me. But I always question people and ask them to think deeper of, well, why is she aggressive? Well, why does she have a chip on her shoulder? Well, why is she putting a wall up, right? And then when you break that down and you start to realize maybe some of the shit she went through as a kid, you got kids saying, boys talk probably saying her hair nappy and she's dark as this and that. Cause we all got it. We know I got clowned for light skin, being light skin, but I sat at them same lunch tables where the black girls that were dark got clowned for being dark as the black top, whatever you want to say. We had a whole bunch of a plethora of jokes for each other. And so these things are internalized over time where it's like now you might have this darker skinned woman that maybe is more aggressive and maybe is more ready to clap back. But when you break down the reasons why, it's like, wow, she's been through a lot that would build that up over time. You get what I'm saying? And so the same thing with light skinned women. They get put in areas where they will get approached as, and that can be uncomfortable. Like I said, I'll be at work or something. Somebody thinks they can get something off that they can't because I'm lighter skinned. Some of us will speak up and be like, hold on, bro, I'm black at the end of the day. But some of us will just be quiet and conform and continue to do that over time to where you become exactly what they want you to be or what they put on TV that you are. So it happens like that.